Gina enjoyed a brief taste of meat. A few days ago, her husband, Josen, and her cousin, Audie, went down the mountain to stock up on supplies. They used 2 old horses and brought back a large quantity of provisions and daily necessities in one trip. In addition to the essentials like rice, flour, and cooking oil, Josen also made a point of buying over 10 pounds of plump, tender buffalo meat. This made Gina absolutely delighted. They couldn't possibly eat all that buffalo meat at once, so the best way to preserve it was to dry it. Gina sliced the meat into long strips along the grain of the muscle and hung them on a bamboo pole. She then hung the pole over the fire to smoke and dry the meat, drawing out the moisture. Looking at the pole laden with beef, Gina felt a deep sense of contentment and security. This meat would last their family for a long time. Early this morning, Josen got up to fetch water. He aimed the hose at the spout of the water jug. The water flowed slowly, so it would take time to fill the jug. Josen walked slowly up the hillside. The weather was beautiful today, with a clear blue sky and scattered clouds. Josen arrived at the pasture. The lambs lay leisurely on the grass, basking in the warmth. A herder was kneeling on the ground, milking a sheep. Josen stood beside him to help hold the sheep in place. Nepalese goat milk is high-altitude organic, a rich, creamy, and nutritious source of milk. It has a distinctively strong goat-like aroma. People from other regions might find it a bit overpowering at first, but Nepalese people, accustomed to it, find it very fragrant. Later, Josen and the others herded the goats to a more lush pasture. This windward slope receives more rainfall, so the vegetation is dense and the grass is plentiful. Meanwhile, Gina was at home playing with little Johnson. She placed the leftover rice from last night on the stove to warm it up briefly, then began preparing stir-fried beef tripe. Gina set Johnson down nearby and started slicing the beef tripe with a sickle. She chatted as she sliced, so little Johnson could hear her voice. After the tripe was sliced, Gina called Johnson to tell him to hurry home for dinner. However, Johnson didn't answer the call. Gina poured some oil into the wok, then added some fenugreek seeds. Next, she added the sliced beef tripe and sprinkled turmeric powder to add color and remove the gamey smell. She then began stirring frying continuously, adding salt, chili powder, curry powder, and cumin powder one after another. After mixing the seasonings thoroughly, she added mountain spring water and simmered it over high heat. Gina scooped out a piece of meat, tasted it briefly, and found it was cooked through, so she took the pot off the heat. She served herself a big spoonful of rice, then ladled a spoonful of beef tripe over it. Not caring whether Josen would come back or not, Gina started eating her meal. Little Johnson saw how heartily Gina was eating and couldn't resist reaching out to grab some. Gina immediately shoveled the rice into her mouth and scooped a spoonful of soup for Johnson to taste. Gina had almost finished her meal, but Johnson still hadn't returned.